Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I need to solder a wire onto this fuse to continue my project. First, I prepare the wire and strip the end to expose the copper core inside. Next, I secure the wire with a wooden clip to keep it from moving during the soldering process. After that, I apply some flux to the exposed wire and begin soldering. However, even after waiting for quite a while, the solder still doesn't melt. It seems that this soldering tip has become too worn out and can no longer transfer enough heat to create a proper solder joint. Instead of replacing it with a new soldering tip, I came up with a more interesting idea. I'm going to make a brand new soldering tip using a few recycled materials I already have and see if I can bring this soldering iron back to life. First, I remove the old soldering tip from the soldering iron. In the next step, I use copper wire to build a new soldering tip. First, I take a long piece of copper wire. Then, I cut it into several shorter pieces of equal length. Next, I gather all the copper wires together into a single bundle. After that, I wrap one end of the bundle with electrical tape to keep the wires firmly in place. In the next step, I secure the copper wire bundle in the drill chuck. Then, I hold the other end of the bundle tightly with a pair of pliers and start the drill. As the drill rotates, the copper wires twist tightly together, forming a solid copper core. This twisted copper core will be used as the new soldering tip, allowing heat to be transferred more efficiently during soldering. Next, I gently hammer the copper bundle to compress it. This helps the copper strands pack tightly together, forming a solid and rigid copper core. After that, I secure the copper bundle in a vise by tightening it firmly. Next, I use a cutting tool to trim the end of the copper bundle. Then, I grind the end of the copper bundle against the side of the cutting disc to create a sharp tip. A pointed tip concentrates heat more effectively and makes it easier to solder small components. Next, I install the new soldering tip onto the soldering iron. Now it's time for a real-world test. First, I begin soldering the end of the wire. Then, I apply solder wire to the joint. As you can see, the solder melts quickly, flows smoothly onto the copper wire, and forms a clean, bright, and solid solder joint. This shows that the new soldering tip transfers heat very efficiently and performs just as well as a standard soldering tip. Next, I connect the wire to the two metal terminals of the fuse. After completing the solder joints, I reassemble the fuse housing. This project shows that sometimes replacing just one small component is enough to bring an old tool back to life. If you enjoy repair projects and DIY ideas like this, don't forget to like and subscribe so you won't miss the next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.